tanking. Now, I want to talk a little bit short video about, is this actually time to panic or is this time to take the opportunity? If you watch this video, you already know the answer, of course. Glass is always half full right here. But I do think that within this current market dip, it really comes down to that there are two people in crypto right now. People that see the price go down and say that it's over, it's time to panic, it's time to sell, it's time to... Or people that look at the lower price and be like, this is an opportunity, right? If you've been here a cycle or two before, then you kind of know how this goes in crypto. However, if you are new, then I can imagine that this is kind of scaring the living shit out of you. So let's take a look what's going on right here. In the meantime, like the video. Welcome to the Fomo Factory. My name is Menno. Nobody cares, but still, nice to have you here. Nice to meet me. And let's get over the market right now. So at this moment, Bitcoin is having a correction, right? Like it's not really that we can look at Bitcoin and be like, oh, the market is looking bad, right? I think it's pretty clear that if you put it on the weekly chart, you can just take a look at the market and be like, you know what, Bitcoin is just in a uptrend. Sideways up, sideways up, sideways up, sideways. And within that sideways period, we also go down a little bit. But Bitcoin in this bull market so far never really had a big correction, right? More of a slow bleed right here of 30%, but that's kind of it, right? And yeah, it's kind of what we're seeing right now as well. I mean, from the absolute top, Bitcoin is now down 19%, right? And it turns out that a lot of people can't handle what's going on right now. You wait until there's a bear market, dude. You better get used to this shit, right? So but Bitcoin is not really the big problem right here, actually, right? The big problem for the altcoin market are the altcoins, of course. Because what happens while Bitcoin is going down right now? The Bitcoin dominance is going up. And although I do feel like it's sitting at a level which should be hard to break, hey, who knows? I mean, the Bitcoin dominance has been in an uptrend for this complete cycle so far. And, that will turn around at some point. But yeah, it's going to be today, tomorrow, next week, next month. Look, we don't know, right? We don't know. And I'm not claiming that I know. I can give you my predictions based on what I see. What I do know is that the higher we go, the more room there is to go down again as well. And that's no use if you are already all in the market, of course, right? Then you have to write it down to kind of compensate for your losses. So we talked quite, a lot on this channel about taking profits pretty much near the damn highs, actually, right? And I really hope you did, because then this dip isn't scaring you. Like, I am pretty comfortable. I know that I'm not making money today, right? But I do know that I will be making more money in a couple months, a year, whatever. Why? Because if you buy low, then there's more room to the upside, right? So it's very simple. The lower we go right now, the more money you will make, unless you are scared. And that's unfortunately what a lot of people experience in these times of crypto. The market goes down, they get scared, right? It's completely different, it's broken, If you do that, please, guys, I know that you feel like that, but if you do that, you will get wrecked. Then get out now, you still can, right? It's not an easy market to handle, and not everybody can handle it. I wasn't able to handle this in 2017 as well. I saw it go down after I bought the top, and I was shitting myself, man. And I sold the lows, right? And I see people doing the exact same thing right now. Yeah, that's the complete opposite of what you should do, right? Now, of course, you could say to yourself, if you look at the altcoin market, right? You could say to yourself, like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just sell here and buy back lower, right? Why is that a potential good strategy? I mean, if you did that a couple weeks ago, then you were able to buy back a little lower right now, right? And that's great for a short-term trade. But in my opinion, it's a little dangerous to do that, because if you get used to trading this market because you want to time it all, at one place you're going to fuck it all up and you're going to miss out or buy at the wrong time, sell at the wrong time, but you're going to fuck it completely up, right? So if you are doing that, great so far, but be a little careful though. Now, what I am doing right now is at the moment. Okay, so let me tell you what I'm gonna do right now. In all transparency, right? There are a lot of YouTubers, they say, oh yeah, just do this or do this. You never know what the fuck they are doing, right? Try to be a little honest on this channel at least. So I've said before that if we get to this red box right here, that would be the COVID level of 2025. If we get there, yeah, then you won't see me on YouTube that much anymore, because then I'll be working in the McDonald's, because the rest of my money will be put into the fucking market right away, right? However, what I'm gonna do before that? Well, I said earlier, once we hit this trend line, I'm gonna buy around 30% with the cash that I have. Now, do I want to time that exactly? No, not really. I've sold really high, and I now feel like, yeah, it came down quite a lot. Is it worth it to wait until it maybe gets here, maybe not? I don't know. So today probably using 10% of my cash to buy some quality altcoins, right? Don't buy the shit that every YouTuber was talking about, which was supposed to be good. Like the latest meme coin hype or the new AI agent or this or that. You should be like, this is the point to buy, but you also should know what to buy, because the speculative stuff, it's just not gonna work out at this stage of the market, right? There will be a time for that again. I know it feels like the end of the world, right? We go down, we will go down forever. Everything is going to shit. Yeah, but if you turn on that little brain, you also know that the market overall is going up, and then it goes down. Then it goes up, then it goes down. It will go up again, right? Yeah, I don't know. That's guaranteed, right? No, it's not a guarantee, but it's pretty fucking likely. Let me put it like that. So you can now better play a little bit on the defense. Now it's going down, and once we get that leg up again, the sentiment will change in a fucking day, because the crypto span is it's obvious that there are only morons in this fucking space, including myself, by the way. But then people will have, they feel like I can gamble again and everything is green and life is good. But for now, people can't imagine that, right? So I would say play a little on the defense. And how do you play on the defense? Buy altcoins that are not absolute fucking speculative, right? Relative. They all are. But if you look at an AVAX and an Ethereum and these kind of coins, you can't go really wrong with those, right? Of course, you never know for sure. But I sleep better holding an AVAX than holding a fucking fart coin. I think we all understand that, right? So be careful with what you buy right now. Now, let's take a look, because again, I want to follow up on a couple videos that we made, because Ethereum, yeah, I mean, it's not like looking that bad or anything, right? Like, it looked fucking terrible. But if you look at how the pattern moves, right? Ethereum, it goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down, it ranges like that, right? Just like a lot of other coins, like Solana, for example. Right? Same structure, basically. Right? It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes down. Right? So that's good for crypto, because Solana is looking terrible. Ethereum is obviously looking better, right? And that's a good thing, because this, in my theory, would trigger the utility run, right? And why do I say that? Very quickly about that, what I said before, Solana, when Solana was doing well, it didn't brought the altcoin market with it, right? In the first leg, it did, right? In the first leg, it did. But overall, what the fuck am I overlaying right here? I had Solana on its Bitcoin pair, of course, right? So overall, you can see that, lately, it's not really like Solana went kind of sideways and the altcoin market went down, and then Solana went more sideways and the altcoin market went up really hard, right? It is diverging a lot lately, right? A lot. And the cool thing is that if you overlay the altcoin market with Ethereum, you can see more similarities. And that's understandable as most altcoins are built on Ethereum, right? The quality altcoins are there. A lot of coins are paired with Ethereum for liquidity. And if Ethereum goes up, overall altcoins go up. But we cannot say the same for Solana. Now, again, the good thing is that if you look chart-wise, Ethereum looks like a buy, Solana looks like a 10x short, right? Like, that's very simple, basically. So, let Solana go down. It's also bleeding against Ethereum right now. And it is even like, it's now at big support. So let's see what it does right here. I want to see it make a lower low. Then it's confirmed. It's already losing against Bitcoin. But let's see how it does against Ethereum as well. And we can also take a look at how Solana is doing against the rest of the altcoin market, the others basically, right? And what we can see is pretty interesting, is that Solana was outperforming the altcoin market, high highs, higher lows. And here, bam, last higher high, right? Now we have a lower high. We had a higher low right here, and we have a lower low. So against the rest of the altcoin market, Solana is already starting to underperform right now. And that's good because that could, bring that money shift. Why do I talk about this in the middle of a crash? Well, I mean, the crash is more because Bitcoin is going down, right? And people, they put a little more altcoins into Bitcoin because they want to hedge like they should have fucking done 3 years ago, by the way. So don't do that right now. But yeah, that's just simply what it is, right? However, in the meantime, we can see that the money flow is playing out. People are fucking sick of these bullshit childish meme coins right now. And they want to put it somewhere where they feel like, okay, losing money in crypto is already pretty easy. Let's not put it at the place where you pretty much guaranteed lose it. And that's meme coins, right? So I want to see how this plays out. I think that this is pretty interesting. But again, if you look at Solana on its Bitcoin pair, fucking terrible, right? Fucking terrible. Now let's take a look at a couple of other things right here, because what else looks fucking terrible? It's looking terrible, actually. The USDT dominance, right? What's happening at this moment? Why is crypto going down? We can look for the narratives, but it doesn't really matter. You can see it on the charts, right? So, whatever the narratives are. What you can see is that the USDT dominance is in a downtrend, right? So that means that people are putting their USDT into whatever the hell there is in crypto. But while it is going down, it has bounces. And these bounces, they correspond usually with pretty decent drops in the altcoin market, right? We saw the USDT dominance going up pretty hard right here. And that corresponded with the first big drop in the altcoin market. Now we have the USDT dominance from December, give or take, right? Again, going up. Altcoin market going down right here. And even here a little bit, right? Where the USDT dominance went from 6.5% to 8.5%. We saw the altcoin market here in this mid-bear market, basically recovery phase, going from 120 billion to 80 billion, right? So it's more that people are deploying USDT, and often there are a bunch of people that feel like, let's now take profits back in USDT, because newsflash, not everybody is in a loss, right? Therefore, they now take profits. Now, I must say that, it's sitting somewhat at a pretty strong resistance level right now. Not saying that it cannot break to the upside. And then again, it is a freaking strong resistance level at this moment. And therefore, this kind of aligns with this level right here. Therefore, I do think that now at this specific moment, it definitely can't hurt to put some good buys in if you have some money left. Bitcoin at 80K, right? It feels terrible. And to be honest, I mean, Bitcoin has to bounce at this point, right? Because the real low range for Bitcoin is actually Yeah, let's call 91K, give or take. Right now, again, wicks can happen right here, at wick below it as well. And it got above it. So it doesn't really matter. Let's see how the day plays out. But let's go bear mode right here. Let's go what I mentioned a couple months ago, actually, already. And I think some people might remember. And that's that. Is there a chance that Bitcoin goes to 70, 75K? Look, let me make this very clear, guys. People now see a small correction and already say, this time is different, right? It's. Let me tell you, if Bitcoin goes to 75K, people will be convinced that this time is different. Okay, I can tell you that, because everything will go down. And that never happened before. No, you were never there before. It actually happened. It would actually make the cycle more the same, in my opinion. And what I mean by that, this is kind of hopeful, right? Because if we see a big correction, that would mean that Bitcoin is following last cycle and the cycle before that. But we also know how hard Bitcoin went up after that. So what an opportunity that would be, right? Because look at this. In January 2021, which was here, Bitcoin, and let's first talk about Bitcoin and then altcoins and then wrap it up. Bitcoin had a correction of 30%, right? Around January, right? Going into February. In 2017, in January, right, was a shorter one, but also from top to bottom, Bitcoin had a correction of 35%. Right, so again, if we now see a 30% correction, or maybe even 35, maybe it's diminishing and we see 25, could also be. But if we see that in, around the same period, right, Q1 post-halving year from the highs, that would take Bitcoin down to $76,000, right? And if we see a 35% correction, that could take it to $70,000. Now, that happens to be where we have major resistance, broke out, and never retested, right? So is this unlikely to happen? I think this is very, very possible, right? Is it probable? I don't know, man. The market does whatever it wants. It doesn't really care about me. So I don't know. But let me tell you this. It is definitely not unlikely that Bitcoin goes down to lower 80s, higher 70s, somewhat like that. Well, again, that would scare a lot of people, and that's not weird, right? That's definitely not weird. However, again, what happened after these corrections? Well, in January, after this correction, Bitcoin actually from the low had a rally of 140% to go to the top, right? If we get that, so let's say we go down to 76K, right? That 30% correction, or 75, and we have a 140% rally, Jesus. That would put Bitcoin at $180,000. Now, I know it sounds like, what the hell can't happen? If it goes that low, then it must be over, right? Yeah, again, we run up all the way to $40,000 and came all the way back down to 29, right? So if somebody here said it's going to 70, that's just as unrealistic as now saying that it can go to 180. But it did happen, right? So do keep in mind the things that don't seem likely in crypto because it sounds weird. Yeah, therefore it's crypto. It's not the S&P that we're talking about, right? If we look at 2017, that's way too long back. If we look at 2017, let's not even talk about that, right? Because from the lows right there until the bull market, like that was insane. Not even gonna compare that. I don't think that that's gonna happen. But it does show that, in this stage of the cycle, went all the way from, I don't know, whatever the hell it was, $70, or now 170. We went all the way up to $1,150, right? Huge bull market. And then we go all the way down to $750 again. That's a way bigger correction than we're having right now, right? People thought it was over probably, right? Especially as Bitcoin didn't have a lot of history. So people weren't that, comfort about it. And then it had a run to 20K. Crazy, right? So yeah, that could definitely happen. I am not surprised, and I called it a couple months ago that I wouldn't be surprised. It's not a prediction, but I do think that it is very likely, right? Um, then how would your altcoins look? Depends, right? If we overlay the Bitcoin dominance in over this Bitcoin chart, and we see what happened during these last two corrections for Bitcoin, right? Here, this correction kind of marked the top for the Bitcoin dominance before it went into alt season, and the Bitcoin dominance actually went down, right? So altcoins, they went up during this correction, right? It could be that that we're gonna do somewhat similar right now, maybe. In 2017, we had the correction right here, and you can see that the Bitcoin dominance kind of went sideways there, right? So altcoins just went down with Bitcoin, right? Felt terrible. I mean, altcoins there, like I say, altcoins went down with Bitcoin. The top 125 did, right? But some low caps that people like more often, they went down a lot harder. 2017, in this period, to show you that real quick, to maybe, I hope it, comforts you a little bit. But you can see right here that Steam, for example, came out, right? Steam, we were in the 2016, ran all the way up, right? To the end of later half of 2016, by the way, basically, just like what we have right now, till the end of the halving year, big run. And then what this thing do? Down 98.8%, bro. 98. That's like what we see right now with altcoins is nothing compared to that. Nothing, right? And then when it was March, post-halving year, it's now February, so there goes your this time is different narrative, right? Then it had a run of fucking 14,000%. And this is not an exception. This is a whole list with the top 10 altcoins back in 2017. Altcoin, Zcash, just came out. Straight to hell, 99.93%. You don't see that often, unless you're in Hex or whatever, right? These kind of things. 99.9%. Yeah, that's worse than what we have seen so far with anything, right? And then it did a casual 4,000% gain still, right? So it does show like, hey, Bitcoin can go down right now. That's the same as last cycle, right? Altcoins, they can outperform during that time. That's what they did in 2021, right? They can also go with Bitcoin, but there are a couple altcoins that got completely fucking wrecked. And yet they went into a huge alt season after that because the prices were so low, the liquidity was drained, right? It takes nothing to pump these charts then. And therefore, I feel like, man, the lower we go right now, the more money we will make eventually, right? Because it is very easy right now in this market to make like I said before, when you asked here, like, hey, is it easy to make a 5x with altcoins? People would have said, yeah, right? But now that altcoins are 5 times lower, people say no, right? But of course it is easier right now. There's a lower entry point, right? So making a 5x from this point should be a piece of cake if you think that it was easy right here. Therefore, it's now a matter of mindset. The market is giving something to you. And instead of a lot of people taking that, people feel, like, yeah, that's not going to work. Then, like, what? Again, look back. I know it is not 2017. Okay, I understand that. But there are, a lot of things, a lot similar, right? Again, here, this period. Yeah, I mean, this fucking coin went from $5 to 7 cents, right? People cannot handle that, right? They were like, fuck it, let me get out. Now I'm still can, right? Oh yeah, I sold it at fucking 8 cents and it went all the way down to 5. I made such a good trade. Congratulations. Eventually it went to $8.50, man. Right? And so what do you think? Like, was this a place to sell or to buy? I know, we all know, right? And fast forward to this market right now, it's not exactly the same, but then again, If you always are gonna feel like, yeah, no, this time is different, I'm smarter than everybody else, I'm gonna outsmart the market. If it was easy, if the market was handing to you right now, like, hey guys, we're going down, we're not coming back, you should sell, right? That would be way too easy. No, making money in crypto is by doing the hardest things, right? When it's down, be bullish. It's not easy, it's hard, but that's how you make money, right? So very simple, actually. So yeah, no, other than that, I just want to wrap it up right here. I mean, if you look at altcoins on the Bitcoin pair, this is mostly what matters in my opinion. I mean, it's not that like, even if Bitcoin goes to 70K, doesn't matter, right? We can still have fucking insane gains with altcoins if Bitcoin is sitting at $70,000, no problem, right? Because if you overlay Bitcoin on this chart, right? Let's overlay Bitcoin, right? Here, for example, Bitcoin was sitting at, here Bitcoin was sitting at 70K, this point, right? Now let's get rid of Bitcoin, right? And let's overlay the altcoin market now. Where do altcoins sit? Way higher than where they are right now, right? So altcoins are now lower with a 90K Bitcoin than what they were at a 70K Bitcoin. And that's because they went down on their Bitcoin pair. So again, it doesn't matter what the fuck Bitcoin, yeah, unless it goes to 20K. But overall, if Bitcoin is staying, you know, somewhat decent, altcoins can have a fantastic run. It's a matter of the money flow, right? As soon as they outperform Bitcoin, there we go. And yeah, it happens to be, again, that QT is likely to stop halfway this year. So there you have it. So the only thing that you can do right now, in my opinion, is get into quality altcoins and wait, and you'll be fine, right? Or you sell the bottom. It's also fine to me. But yeah, it's very simple, actually. Now, I want to wrap it up. Look, and if you are already all in crypto, it sucks, man. Just sit it out. We'll be fine. Shift your portfolio maybe a little bit, right? Do some airdrop farming. There's a lot of ways to make free money in crypto. But switch to the, higher conviction plays maybe in the meantime. And understand that you just paid lesser money. Don't go all in, right? Don't go all in. Especially not when people are so euphoric and this and that. It's easy to do that. But here you have the results, right? It's not smart to do. And remember to take your profits when it feels like, oh yeah, it can go higher. It can, but it can't hurt to have some money on the sideline. Because now at these low levels, you feel pretty comfortable, right? If you have money, I don't know if you have, but if you have, you probably don't feel that bad. Right? So that's it for today. I hope it's helpful. And if not, then I don't know what to tell you, but it will be okay, man. It will be okay. So thanks for watching. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. Turn the bell notification on. See you soon.